Hello everybody. This is my third video related with Introduction to Microbiology Chapter 7 Science Part 2 10th Standard State Board. Up till now we have seen in two videos about production of yogurt, production of bread, production of cheese, production of vinegar and production of soya sauce. In this particular video we are going to study about the production of different beverages and the role of microbes in these productions. So we'll see first table of production of beverages. In this particular table, I have taken this from your textbook only. You can refer to that table. First fruit name is Caffea arabica. Microbe used in this case is Lactobacillus brevis. Role of microbe is separating seeds from fruit, and the beverage being produced from this particular fruit is coffee. You all are familiar with this drink. Second fruit is Theobroma cacao. Microbes being used in this particular beverage production is Candida, Hanzuenella, Pichia and Saccharomyces. Role of microbe again is separating the seeds from the fruit, and the beverage being produced is cocoa. This is also you all know, you are familiar. Then third fruit is grapes. Species used in this particular production is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Role of microbe is fermenting the juice, and the beverage being produced is called as wine. You also have heard about this beverage. Then fourth and last fruit is apple. Microbe used in this particular case is again Saccharomyces cerevisiae as the previous case in case of grapes. Then the work done by the microbe is again same, that is fermentation of the apple juice, and the beverage being produced is called as cider, and this is the apple juice or apple wine we also call it as. So it was about the beverage production table. Next we are going to study about microbial enzymes. Instead of chemical catalysts, some microbial enzymes are used. Advantages of microbial enzymes against chemical catalysts are they are active at low temperature, pH and pressure, due to which energy is saved and erosion proof instruments are not necessary for the process. Second is enzymes carry out specific processes, so unnecessary byproducts are not produced, and due to which expenses on purification are minimized. Third is enzymes can be reused, hence these are eco-friendly. Examples of these microbial enzymes are oxidoreductases, transferases, hydrolases, lyases, isomerases, ligases, etc. Process of dirt muck removal occur at low temperature too, due to mixing of enzymes with detergent. Then glucose and fructose syrup can be obtained from corn flour by action of enzymes obtained from bacilli and streptomyces species. Microbial enzymes are used in various industries like cheese, plant extracts, textile industry, leather industry, paper industry, etc. Then in table of organic acids used in various commercial products and microbes useful for the same. Now we are going to study this particular table which is given in your textbook. First is source, sugar and beet molasses and ammonia salt. The microbe being used is Brevibacterium and Corynebacterium. Amino acid formed is L-glutamic acid, and use of this particular amino acid is production of monosodium glutamate, that is Ajinomoto, which is used for preparing various Chinese dishes, you all know. Second source is sugar, molasses and salt. Microbe used in this case is Aspergillus niger. Amino acid being produced is citric acid and it is used in various drinks, toffees, chocolate production. It gives sour taste to the product. आंबटपणा पदार्थांना आणण्यासाठी citric acidचा उपयोग केला जातो. Third is glucose and constip liquor is the source. Microbe used is Aspergillus niger. Amino acid formed is gluconic acid and use of this gluconic acid is for production of minerals used as supplement for calcium and iron. You might have heard about the deficiency of calcium or low hemoglobin cases in which doctors prescribe us by the supplement of calcium and iron. So in this case, this gluconic acid is being used for production of these supplements. Next source is molasses and constip liquor. Microbe used is Lactobacillus delbrueckii. Amino acid produced is lactic acid. Lactic acid is used for source of nitrogen and production of vitamins. Last source is molasses and constip liquor. Microbe used in this case is Aspergillus itaconius. Itaconic acid is produced in this case and it is used in various paper, textile, plastic industries and for gum production. Then we'll see about this is fungus called as Aspergillus niger. It is also used at various places. Then about xanthan gum. You might have heard this word. What is this xanthan gum? Xanthan gum is nothing but the product which imparts thickness to various ice creams, puddings, chocolates, milkshakes and instant soups. It is obtained by fermentation of starch and molasses with the help of Xanthomonas species. Which are the advantages of this xanthan gum? We'll see. First, it is soluble in hot as well as in cold water. So it can be easily mixed while making the soups and other products. Second advantage is it is having high density and uses of these xanthan gums are in production of pigments, fertilizers, weedicides, textile pigments, toothpaste and high quality paper etc. So it was nothing but the xanthan gum. You may be asked about writing the short note on this xanthan gum. First you have to tell what is xanthan gum, how it is obtained, then its advantages and its uses. You have to write minimum 2 properties, minimum 2 uses and you are going to get full marks for the correct properties and correct uses. Then we are going to study the next table, substances obtained by microbial processing and their roles. First substance obtained is citric, malic and lactic acid. As you all know, acids are sour in taste. आंबटपणा पदार्थांना देण्याचं काम acidic पदार्थ करतात. So role of these acids is to impart acidity. Second is glutamic acid, lysine and tryptophan. They work as protein binders. Next is niacin and natamycin. These are being used as microbial restrictors. Next substance, ascorbic acid or vitamin C, vitamin B12 or B2. They are being used as antioxidants at various places and vitamins. Then beta carotene, lycopenes, xanthines, lutein. These are used as edible colors in food industry. Then polysaccharides and glycolipids. These substances are used as emulsifiers. Next product obtained is vanillin ethyl butyrate, that is fruit flavor, peppermint flavor, essence of various fruits and flowers. These are used as essence at various food recipes in food industries for making different syrups and different ice creams, cakes, etc. Last is xylitol or aspartame. This is used as an artificial sweetener, low calorie. For health conscious people, they avoid eating sugar. कॉमन शुगर जो हम लोग यूज करते हैं डेली यूज में, उसको छोड़ के ये आर्टिफिशियल स्वीटनर जो लो कैलोरी स्वीटनर भी बोला जाता है उसको यूज करते हैं. So this was all about the substances obtained by microbial processing, and they play various roles in our day-to-day life. The next use of microorganisms is being production of antibiotics. Many diseases of human and other animals have been controlled due to antibiotics obtained from different types of bacteria and fungi. Examples of these antibiotics, you might have heard these names many times. Penicillin, cephalosporins, bacitracin, erythromycin, gentamicin, neomycin, tetracyclines, etc. Rifamycin is one antibiotic which is effective against tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is caused due to the pathogen called as Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Then next use of microbes is in making of fuels. We are going to see about microbes and fuels. Gaseous fuel like methane can be obtained by microbial anaerobic decomposition of urban, agricultural and industrial waste. Second is liquid fuel, that is ethanol. Ethanol is nothing but an alcohol. It is a clean fuel, smokeless fuel it is also called as. It is obtained during the fermentation of molasses by the yeast Saccharomyces. Third is gaseous fuel, that is hydrogen gas. It is considered to be the fuel of the future. Hydrogen gas is released during biophotolysis of water in which bacteria perform the photoreduction. Similar to fuels, various industrial chemicals are also produced through microbial processes. Various alcohols, acetone, organic acids, fatty acids, polysaccharides that are useful as raw materials in chemical industries. Some of these are useful as raw materials for plastic and food products. Then next is biofuel production. Biofuel production is important among the renewable sources of good energy. These are also available in three forms, that is solid, liquid and gaseous. First is solid. Examples of these are coal, dung, crop residue. Liquid fuel, vegetable oils and alcohol, and gaseous fuel is gobar gas and coal gas. It is easily available and plenty in quantity. These are reliable fuels of the future. From this diagram number 7.8 from your textbook, we can come to know how this biofuel production takes place. Biomass, that is nothing but various green plants. They use solar energy and carbon dioxide and give out oxygen and prepare glucose, due to which the air purification is done, and after harvesting of this biomass and threshing, cellulose is obtained. From this cellulose, glucose is being obtained. From this glucose, sugar, liquid fuel production through fermentation takes place. And after the production of biofuel, it is used for different vehicles like cars, buses, aeroplanes, and after using these fuels, carbon dioxide is given out in the environment, and this carbon dioxide which is present in the environment, it is along with the solar energy, sunlight, is again used by the biomass or the green trees in the nature, which is naturally available for us in the nature. So it is very important source of good energy, and it is renewable also, and we can get this at low cost also. So this was about the biofuel production. Then microbial pollution control. Let us see the role of microbes in environment. How microbes can be used for the pollution control. Microbes are used for disposal of solid waste through biogas plant and compost production. Then about urban waste. How urban waste accumulated in a large quantity may be disposed of. For this, landfilling sites are being created. Degradable waste accumulated in urban areas in a very large amount is used for this purpose. First, wet and dry garbage is being separated. Then, large pits are dug in open spaces far away from the residential area, and those pits are lined with plastic sheets as a precaution against pollution of soil due to leaching of toxic and harmful materials which may be present in the garbage from the city area. Then this compressed waste being collected from all over the city is dumped in the pit. Then it is covered with layers of soil, sawdust, leafy waste, and specific biochemicals. Bioreactors are also mixed at some places. Microbes which are already present in soil and other top layers decompose the waste. Complete filled pit is then sealed with soil slurry. Best quality compost is formed after few days. Such landfilling sites can be reused after removal of compost. From this point of view also, these are very beneficial for the management of the waste from the city area. Next is sewage management. In villages, domestic sewage is disposed of either in nearby soil or in biogas plant. So that is not a big problem in villages. But in urban areas, in large cities, sewage needs to be carried to processing unit and acted upon by the microbial processes. Microbes which can decompose any compound as well as destroy the pathogens of cholera, typhoid, etc. are mixed with sewage so as to destroy the various harmful pathogens. Pathogens are the germs which can cause serious diseases like cholera, typhoid, etc. They release methane and carbon dioxide by decomposition of the carbon compounds which are present already in the sewage. Phenol oxidizing bacteria decompose the xenobiotic chemicals which are present in sewage. The sludge that settles down in this process can be used as a fertilizer. So this is also one benefit. Water released after microbial treatment is also environmentally safe. It does not cause any harm to the environment. Microbes are used for bioremediation of environment polluted due to sewage. Then next topic we are going to study is clean technology. Microbes have natural ability of decomposing the man-made chemicals. Hydrocarbons and other chemicals are transformed with the help of these chemicals, with the help of these abilities. Some microbes remove sulfur from fuels. Metals like copper, iron, uranium, zinc, etc. leach into environment from low quality metalloids. These are converted into compounds before leaching with the help of thiobacilli and sulfobacilli. By this method, the harm which is being caused due to the leaching of these metals from the low quality metalloids is being removed. Then about the news which you may have heard many times. आपण बऱ्याच वेळा न्यूज ऐकतो किंवा पाहतो की समुद्र किनाऱ्यावर बरेचसे मासे किंवा इतर जलचर प्राणी मरून पडलेले असतात किंवा पाण्यावर तेलाचा खूप मोठा तवंग आला आहे, त्यामुळे त्या aquatic animals जलचर प्राण्यांचं आयुष्य धोक्यात आलं आहे. तर हे कशामुळे होतं? तर पेट्रोलियम गळती हे याचे कारण आहे. आता ते का होतं त्याच्या मागे भरपूर कारण आहेत, परंतु आपण त्याच्या कारणांच्या मागे न जाता ह्याच्यापासून आपण आपली सुटका कशी करून घेऊ शकतो, प्राण्यांना कसं वाचवू शकतो आणि हा तेलाचा तवंग जर मेकॅनिकल मेथड्सनी कमी करावा म्हटलं तर ते खूप अवघड आहे. त्याच्यापेक्षा आपण बॅक्टेरियांच्या मदतीने हे काम सोप्या पद्धतीने करून घेऊ शकतो. Bacteria which are used for this purpose are Pseudomonas species and Alcanovorax barkamensis. These have the ability to destroy the pyridines and other chemicals. In these pictures, you might observe these specific species of Pseudomonas and Alcanovorax barkamensis. These bacteria are used to clear these oil spills. These are called as hydrocarbonoclastic bacteria, that is HCB. Hydrocarbonoclastic bacteria decompose the hydrocarbons and bring about the reaction of carbon with oxygen, carbon dioxide and water which is formed in this process. Then about plastic bottles, which is also a major problem in the urban area garbage. Plastic bottles are formed from the chemical substance called PET, that is polyethylene terephthalate polyester. These plastic bottles chemicals can be decomposed by the species like Vibrio, Ideonella sequensis. Species of fungi like Actinomycetes, Streptomyces, Nocardia, Actinoplanes can decompose rubber from garbage. Then sulfuric acid, which is present in the acid rain, and materials coming out of mines, they cause erosion of metals which are present in statues, bridges and various buildings. They cause harm to these particular things. But in some cases of bacterial species like Acidophilium species, sulfuric acid acts as a source of energy. Acidobacillus peroxidans and Acidophilium species. These bacteria can control the soil pollution due to the acid rain. Wastes due to electroplating and in effluent released in environment from the atomic energy plant, water soluble salts of uranium are present. Geobacter species of microorganisms convert these salts of uranium into insoluble salts and thereby prevent these salts from mixing with groundwater sources. They are doing a great job for human beings. Geobacter, you can see the picture of this particular microorganism in 7.13 number diagram. Then last part of this lesson is microbial inoculants. Now what are the microbial inoculants? Some microbes containing inoculants are produced by the process of fermentation. These inoculants are sprayed on seeds before sowing and some are released into the plants. Microbes in the inoculants help in plant growth and by supplying nutrients. They improve the quality of the vegetarian food. Solutions containing azotobacter and artificial nitrogenase is used in the organic farming. Then soil pollution, which is occurred due to the chemical fertilizers. Overuse of chemical fertilizers is responsible for the pollution of soil. It is prevented due to use of these solutions. Then fluoroacetamide, like chemicals, they are mixed with soil due to use of chemical pesticides in agriculture. These are harmful to other plants and animals as well as they cause skin diseases in human. Keep in mind the name of the chemical, that is fluoroacetamide. It may be asked in the objective questions. These pesticides in the soil can be destroyed with the help of microbes. Then next is bioinsecticides. What are the bioinsecticides? Bacterial and fungal toxins which can destroy pests and pathogens can be directly integrated into plants with the help of biotechnology. Instead of using chemical insecticides which have many side effects, harmful effects, we can use these bioinsecticides. Being toxic to insects, they do not consume these plants. The insects do not consume these plants and thereby we can save the plants from the insects. Similar to bacteria, some species of fungi and viruses are useful as pesticides. Spinosad, a byproduct of fermentation, is a type of biopesticide. Keep in mind this name very well. It may be asked. Then this was all about the useful microbes, how they are used in various parts of our day-to-day life, how they are useful in controlling various diseases, in production of cheese, butter, yogurt, how they can be used safely instead of chemical insecticides and pesticides, how they can use to lower the pollution of soil environment, how they can be used in the sewage management, etc. With this video, we have completed the lesson Introduction to Microbiology, which is chapter number 7 from Science Part 2 10th Standard State Board book. Now prepare well for your board exams. Learn well the names of microbes, where they are being used, whether they are harmful for the human beings or they are useful. Then learn the different names of the chemicals, learn definitions of different processes and write your answers properly. Don't make any spelling mistake or silly mistake. Read the lesson properly again and again. Write down the important names of the microorganisms. Learn their spellings well. Learn some important short notes like xanthan gums, what is probiotics, what is antibiotic. Learn the examples of probiotics, antibiotics, useful microorganisms, whether they are being used, and what is vinegar, what is the chemical name of vinegar, what is Ajinomoto, where it is being used. Learn all these small points very well and the chapter is very easy for you. Write your answers properly, don't get confused, and by this we have finished our chapter number 7. So best of luck for your board exams and write properly. All the best again for your board exams. Thank you for watching my video. Do like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you. Best of luck once again.